In this video series, I'm going to show you how to set up an Amazon affiliate discount store. Amazon has a way that you can retrieve discount products by category, and I've set up a form that you can just install on your site, but we're going to go over how to set it all up. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is to join the Amazon Associates program. So go to Amazon.com and then go down to the bottom here, and what you're going to want to do is go to Make Money with Us, and then under here you'll see Become an Affiliate. So click on that, and then you can join here. Okay, so what you want to do is put your email address in here, and I'm a new customer, and then continue with the sign up process. There are a few things you got to fill out. Usually it is activated instantly, but sometimes it takes up to a day or two for it to actually be activated, but almost always it's instant. So now what we're going to do is we're going to install a website on our server for our discount site, our discount shopping site. So what we want to do is use WordPress for this. So first you're going to need to have some hosting and a domain name. You can choose a domain name that has something to do with a particular product line you want to sell. So if you wanted to sell discount cameras, you could have discountcameras.com or something like that. Or if you're going to create a whole discount store and have your different items and categories, then you could just set up a generic discount store name or store domain, and then just use the categories within WordPress to differentiate it. Whichever way you want to do it, you can choose the domain name that makes the most sense for you. I'm just going to install it on one of my working domain names and then put it in a subdirectory. Okay, so what we want to do now is go to WordPress, so it's wordpress.org, and then just download the latest version of WordPress over here, and we're going to download the zip file here, and we'll just download it to our computer somewhere. Okay, so I created a folder called Discount Store. I have WordPress in here, so I'm going to unzip this. I installed 7-zip for this. I can just do extract files. You can download 7-zip for free. Otherwise, you can just use extract all that's built into Windows. Use it whichever one you want. I like to use 7-zip because it's much quicker. Okay, so we unzip the WordPress archive here, so we have all the files together. Now what we're going to want to do is upload that to our server. I like to use an FTP client called FileZilla. It's a free one. So of course you already have to have your domain name and your hosting account set up. Let's open FileZilla. Okay, so on the left side, this is our WordPress files. Just navigate to where they are over here. On the right side is where our server is going to be. So what you do is you put in your host here, which is your domain name, your username for your hosting account, and the password, and then you can just do a quick connect and it'll log you in. Now if you're going to put it in the root of your site, you would just upload all this here. When I say the root, I mean so that when they key in the domain name, your site's going to come up right away. I'm going to put mine in a directory, so I have to type in the domain name / and discount store. Okay, so this is where I'm going to install my stuff. Okay, so we'll just select all of this over here, and we'll just click upload. That uploads all the WordPress stuff to our server. Now while this is completing, what we're going to do is go and set up a database for use with the WordPress blog. Okay, so I'll sign into my cPanel here. Then what we want to do is roll up until we see databases, and I'm going to use the database wizard. So click on that. And then here you want to put in the name of the database you want to use. So I'm going to put it AM Store. Next step. So we'll have a username. I'm going to use the same, but you can use a different username if you want. AM Store. And then we want to create a strong password. So use the password generator there. Copy this. And then click I have copied the password to a safe place and use password. Okay, create user. And now we want to give it all privileges. Okay, so I'm going to open up Notepad before we go any further here. I'll do password. Just going to record our credentials here. And then here we have our username and database. So we have all the information we need now. Let's finish this up here, go to next step. And that's it. We now have the database created. Let's go check on our uploads. And we're still working on it here. We'll just wait for this to finish. Okay, all the files have been uploaded. So what we want to do now is just open up our WordPress installation. So all we do is go to the URL where we uploaded it. Okay, so mine's going to be in my domain name / discount store. Okay, so we'll have it create the configuration file and we'll click let's go. Okay, and now remember we saved our information in the notepad that we got. So all we have to do now is put all that information in here. Okay, your database host, you can get that from phpMyAdmin on your control panel. So let me show you here. Okay, so down at databases you'll see something called phpMyAdmin. Click on that. And right at the top here you'll see your database host name. So that's what you want to use right there. Many times it's going to be localhost. Okay, and then the table prefix, change this to something else. So I'm going to use DS underscore. You don't want to use the default, it's a security risk. Now we click run the install. Okay, so here is our site title. So whatever you want to call your site here. Say discount store. Username, the admin. Shouldn't use admin, think of something else to use. And then a password twice here. Okay, put your email address down here. And for now, we're going to block the search engines. We're going to change that back later. And then click Install WordPress. Okay, now we sign in. Okay, and we now have our WordPress blog installed. So at this point we have our site installed, we have our credentials for Amazon, and that's everything we need. In the next video we're going to go through the store setup. And all the rest of the work we need to do to set up our store is going to be done within WordPress here. So let's go to Appearance and Themes, and let's find an appropriate theme. Now it depends what your store is going to be about. I'm going to have an electronics store. It's going to be an electronics discount store. So I could go and install themes, and then I could type in here electronics. See if it comes up with anything. It didn't, so I could try some other things in here like cameras. camera. Now, if that doesn't work, I don't really like that one for an electronics store. So what I can do is I can go and use Google to try and find a theme. Okay, so I'll go electronics, WordPress, theme, and we can see what we can find here. So you can just go through until you find one you like. You can also put the word free in your search there, and then you'll only come up with free ones. See, these are premium templates that I'm finding here, or premium themes. So I can go back here and type in free. Okay, and then we can go and find one in here that we like. Okay, actually this one looks pretty good. Let's look at the demo. Okay, and if you like this one, we can just download it, and then we'll save it to our working folder. Okay, so that's now downloaded for us. Now what we're going to do is go back to our WordPress install here, and we're going to go upload. Then we'll browse to where our theme is, and there it is. Open and install. Okay, that'll take a minute to get going. Let's have a preview. Okay, it looks all right. So let's save and activate. Okay, and then so we have our theme set up there now. Depending on what theme you get, you may have some select options that you can set right within the theme. That is not true on all themes, but some themes you are able to do that, and this is one of those. Now let's go to categories. So under posts and categories. And now we want to set up whatever categories we want to use. Now we could go over to Amazon to check our categories. Okay, so over here where it says shop by department, we can go in here and see what we want to do. So we have electronics and components. So you'll see over on the right side now we have different things here. Laptops, so you could say maybe computers, software, games. Depends what you want to do. Okay, so say laptops, tablets, and netbooks. Okay, so we could say laptops and tablets could be another category. So let's go back here. We'll go cameras. And we'll go laptops and tablets. And then just go through this procedure until you have all the ones you want. Let's go find one more here. Okay, let's say TV and video. So back. I'll put that in the wrong spot there. Okay, so we have 3 categories so far. You can set some up and you can add some to it later. Okay, now let's go over to posts, all posts. Let's trash what's in here. Let's go over to pages. And we're going to trash what's in here. Now what we want to do is set up a new page. We're going to add a home page. So this is going to be the first page they hit when they come to our site. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick example here, but you should put some effort into creating a proper information page about your business. Let's publish this. And now we're going to go down to settings, reading, and we're going to do a static page, and then that's the welcome there. While we're in settings, let's go to discussion and turn off comments, unless you want comments on your posts. But you can turn these off globally here, and you can turn them on any post that you want them to be able to comment on. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this all off. Okay, and then you have you can block by words down here, but we're not allowing comments at all in this case, so I'm going to save that. Go to General, and just make sure anyone can register is turned off. You have a tagline here that you can set. And then just pick how you want the date to show. We'll save the changes. Okay, and then to permalinks, and we want to have a post name as our permalinks so that we get search engine friendly URLs. Save the changes. Okay, now let's go have a look at our store. It's not going to be much in here right now. You'll see that our categories in this particular case actually form the title up here. Okay, and we have a bunch of stuff over in the widgets over here. Looks like there's somebody else's ads in there. So let's go back here, and we're going to go to themes, and then we're going to go to widgets. Okay, and then let's just go have a look again. Okay, now because this is a free theme, somebody's put a bunch of advertising in the sidebar, so that's not ideal. I would not use this theme in that case, but I'm already using it, so I'm going to keep up with it. Now over here also you can probably change this as well. Let's go back to the theme options. Okay, let's go over to Gadgets, Themes, Options. Okay, so here's our logo image. Right now it's using the one that we saw on the site there. So we could change that here. Okay, so I'm going to take it out, get rid of the logo image, because it says we can do that here. Featured Posts Enable, and then we can select from a category if we want to have specific posts enabled. This is for this one only, so the last 5 posts will appear there. Okay, here's this header banner. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, sidebar banners. Fortunately, this one has a way to get rid of those. Featured video. That's the YouTube featured video, so if you have one, you can put it in there. Twitter. And check the social icons. Okay, so this is unique to this theme. you don't particularly have these or any of options like this on the theme you may choose, but this one does, so I'm going to save the changes here. Now let's go back and have a look at it now. Okay, and there we go. Now we can get rid of this categories here because the categories appear up here on this particular theme, and it doesn't seem to work down here. So let's go back to themes. Widgets. There you go, categories. Okay, and then we should just put a blank text in here. So we're going to do text and put it in here, and what that'll do is act as a placeholder, and it'll make sure that nothing else shows up in there. There we go. Alright, so we now have the basics of our site set up. Now what we need to do next is start adding the content. We're going to do that in the next video. In this video, we're going to wrap it up by adding our content. This is very easy to do. Okay, so let's add a new post. And this one is going to be cameras. Okay, so we can call this best discount camera deals. Okay, and then down here we should add an image of a camera. So if you have an image of a camera, you can do that. You could go over to, let's go to department here, and let's go and find cameras. I don't particularly suggest you do this because you may not have rights to actually take a image from Amazon and use it, but I'm just going to do this for the demonstration. Make sure you have rights to any images you use, but I'm going to save this, and I'll save it to here. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's insert our image, and we can just drop it in here from our files. So we have, here's our image. We can just drop it into there. There it is. We'll give it a title here. You can give it a caption and a description here. Okay, we're going to say none for the link URL, and then we're going to align it left so the text will wrap around it. You could also just do an alignment none, and then the text, it'll show right at the top, or you could center it. Let's just center it in this case. And then you pick the size, insert into post. Okay, and here it is. Now down here we give it some text. And we give it, see the best camera deals on Amazon. Okay, now I've given you some code that you can put right here. Now what you want to do is go to HTML mode at this point. Okay, now the code I gave you in your package, you'll see a code.txt, and here it is. So all you got to do is grab this line. Let's just do, and then bring it into here, into your post. Paste it in here. Okay, now what you want to do here, there's a few things to change. you're going to use this as many lines as you want for your different discounts. So this one says 90 to 99% off. So if you want to do 1 to 25 for the first one, so you do 1 to 25, and then here you'd put 1 to 25. Now there's two more things you need to change. You need to go get your Amazon affiliate or associate tracking ID and put it right here. So go over to Associate Program and Amazon. So Amazon.com Associates. And once you're signed in, you'll see over here your tracking ID. So grab that. And we're going to come back in here. And we're going to replace this with our tracking ID. And you'll see up here node equals department. That's the other piece of the pie we need here. So we want to go over to, we'll just go to Amazon.com now. That's all we need out of our associate account right now. And then we're going to go shop by departments, and then we're going to go to electronics, and then we're going to go to cameras, photo, and video. Okay, and then you can pick what you want in here. Let's say we want point and shoot. And to get the node, you will find it in the top of the browser. Let me move this down. And if we look up here, you'll see node equals in the URL somewhere. Here it is. You see node equals and then some numbers here just before the and sign. So grab this and copy. Okay, that's what we want to put in department. So node equals department. So overlay department with that node. Okay, and then you can copy this line. Again, all you're going to have to do now is change the percentages after you've changed the first two. So we'll go here and we'll say 26 to 50, 26 to 50, and so on. Okay, so let's do a preview here. Okay, there's our top of our post, and you'll see items that are 1 to 25% off and that are 20 to 50 or 26 to 50% off. Let's just close this. Now click here and you'll see point and shoot digital cameras that are 1 to 25% off. If we go back, 26 to 50, point and shoot digital cameras 26 to 50% off. Now if you don't want it to open in the same window, all you have to do is go back here, and at the end of the URL right here, just after the quotes, you could go target equals blank like this if you want them to open separate windows. Okay, so that's what you do. You create your pages like this. So let's publish this page. And now let's go visit our site. Okay, we go to cameras. Okay, and this is the summary that it puts in this particular theme. That's why it's doing that. Okay, and then we click on that. And here we are back here. This should open in a new window now, and there it is. Okay, so that's all there is to it. You just go through, put in your categories, and then put in your items in here, and you have an Amazon discount store.